Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Season 1 of Warzone and Vanguard is now literally right around the corner. We're only a couple of days from this going live, and it is going to be the single biggest seasonal update in Call of Duty history. It seems like that's sort of something that we say every single year, but this year it is especially true with Caldera, with all the seasonal content, with everything going on there, the anti-cheat, so on and so forth. And today, rather than look at all the confirmed content that we've already discussed, when it comes to season 1, like the new maps and weapons and whatnot, I wanted to break down all the confirmed changes that we have between Vanguard and Warzone. What's going on with gameplay, what's going on with different bug fixes and other updates like that the devs have gone out of their way to confirm. So as we go through it all today, if you enjoy the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. Would be seriously appreciated. And of course, if you're new to the channel, or if you happen to be a part of the just over 58% of viewers who have not already subscribed, this is the best place to be for everything going on in COD. I'm always covering the latest news, updates, class setups, tips each and every single day, so feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. Also, if you're looking to up your game in Warzone or Vanguard, SCUF controllers are the way to go. I've been using SCUF since like the MW3 days. Very proud to be a partner with them. And if you want to grab a new controller in time for the holidays, now is the best time to do so. COD WARZONE has you covered on everything there. Now, when it comes to Season 1, obviously, as mentioned, we're going to have all the major Season 1 content. Vanguard's getting new multiplayer maps, new operators, new weapons. We should see some more confirmations on those in the coming days. Of course, when that stuff surfaces, we're going to be covering it here on the channel. And same deal with Warzone. We're getting all that same content, the new weapons and operators and whatnot. We're getting the Ricochet anti-cheat, the engine updates, the Caldera Map, so on and so forth. But we've already talked about all of that. What we do have now, though, is a handful of updated fixes and updated changes that have been confirmed mainly on the Trello boards between Warzone and Vanguard, and then also some other dev sources as well. So starting first here with Vanguard, there's a lot going on with multiplayer that is, well, a little bit game breaking in some cases. So we do have a handful of things that are being investigated currently. Hopefully, considering Season 1 is going to be a major title update, we'll see these things fixed with this update, despite there being 100% confirmed a fix scheduled for these. But then we also do have some things that do guarantee a fix coming soon because it's scheduled like that on the Trello. So first up, packet burst during gameplay that's causing hitching. If you've played Vanguard multiplayer, you know all about the packet bursts. For whatever reason, it seems like they always want to happen right as you're about to peek into that choke point or right as you're about to jump shot into a gunfight, and then the packet burst ends and you're in a kill cam. So definitely a very annoying bug and annoying issue with multiplayer, but they do have a fix scheduled for this, so Season 1 should fix that, and packet burst should no longer be an issue most of the time. Because of how the games work and because some players have bad internet, some players have good internet, you never know when it's going to act up. It could be on your end, it could be on the server side end. It's still going to be there at times, but it's not going to be anywhere as near as much of a problem as it is now. They also have a fix scheduled for the whole two-factor authentication thing that pops up when you first launch the game. Not really a huge issue, but they are fixing that. Then they're also fixing dev error 5573. This is caused by using an alternative skin for the Daniel operator. So if you're still getting this for the time being, don't run an alternative skin for him. But after this update, you should be able to run any skin you want to on Daniel, and you'll be able to, actually play the game without it crashing. All right, so a little post-edit Zach here. Hey, hi, how you doing once again? As I was going through and editing all this, actually, they literally just updated the Trello board with a few more fixes that are scheduled for Season 1, some more confirmed updates that we'll have with the whole seasonal updates, including the hardcore grizzled veteran challenges not tracking correctly, multiple out-of-the-map exploits that allow players to exit the area of play. I would not be surprised if they end up fixing like the whole elevator glitch that you can do. They also mentioned the dead drop exploit, if you will, right now, where you can basically just keep recycling your streaks even if you don't end up dying in certain ways. Like you can basically just spam dogs the entire game if you use dead drop the right way. So they're going to end up fixing that. Then also the fire bombing run, players are receiving damage while standing outside of the visible flames. Just a big issue with that, where sometimes it doesn't say you're on fire, but you are actually in fact on fire, or you shouldn't be on fire in those cases. So a couple of more guaranteed fixes there. Now, as mentioned, we also have a lot of issues that are being investigated, and hopefully we'll see most of these things change with Season 1 because, like I said, it's going to be that larger title update, and usually these include a ton of fixes. Keep in mind, this is not every single thing that's going to be fixed. They are looking into plenty of things outside of this, but here they list the mortar barrage. Sometimes players can't place down the mortar barrage. Sometimes I wish players just wouldn't place down the mortar barrage. So it is an issue with actually placing the streak itself, but obviously the main issue with the mortar barrage is that it lasts forever. It's like a 45, 60 second streak, something like that. and it ruins the game for both teams. If you're on the enemy team, you spawn in on it, you can't move, you can't see. If you're on the friendly team, it's your teammates calling in the mortar barrage. If you run anywhere near it, you also can't see. So I'm hoping that outside of it being hard to place, they also fix the visual issues and the spawn controlling issues with the mortar barrage as well. Next up, the care packages can bounce all around and roll in really weird places after it actually lands on the map. Sometimes it'll kill you for doing so. I have not had that happen to me, absolutely not. I could never have died to a care package. They are going to fix the mechanics with the care package and how that works when it actually hits the ground. Another major issue with Vanguard right now is the camo tracking and the ability to actually unlock atomic camo and gold camo and diamond camo for a handful of different guns. Basically, right now, it is impossible to unlock atomic camo because if you leveled up the M1 Grand or the STG at all in Warzone, you can't do certain camo challenges with those in multiplayer. The elims don't track, the headshots don't track. For me personally, half of my challenges started tracking, and I got 30 kills out of 100 done with the 10 attachments, and then it just paused, it froze. So huge issues on those weapons. The Panzerfaust is currently glitched with hitting streaks, then also counting 3 in a game. The Type 11 LMG is also broken. You can't progress that. So there's a handful of weapons that physically cannot be completed. They are looking into that, and that should also be fixed here. I can't imagine that goes on much longer past Season 1. There's also a handful of spawn issues listed on the issue board, including Shipment and Dome specifically. Both of those maps have very bad spawns, especially Shipment in TDM and Dom. You just spawn either in one place constantly and they never flip, or the spawns just spawn you on top of enemies and enemies on top of you, and it is just a mess. It is absolute chaos. So they're fixing the spawns on both of those maps. Then also they're looking into bullet penetration issues on Bow Cage, where pretty much the whole map is made out of paper mache and you can wallbang literally every single thing on the map. So that'll be fixed as well, and that map will no longer be wallbangable beyond belief. Now, getting into the Warzone side of things, we also have a handful of different Trello board things that have been confirmed here. Most of them are listed as investigating, but again, because this is going to be such a major update, I don't expect these things to be broken past Season 1. As far as the global issue goes, different game files for players sometimes have the infinite reinstall glitch. Because we're going to see an engine update and potentially an application update with Season 1 and with the whole Caldera and Pacific update, I'd be surprised if that continues. Crashing instability is always being looked into. The game's going to crash after Season 1. It'll crash after Season 4, 5, and 6 in the future too, but they're always updating and fixing things like those. Weapon unlock challenges is a big thing. Sometimes in Warzone right now, you can't progress weapon challenges, sort of like how you can't over in Vanguard as well. So that's also being looked into. Dark Ether not displaying correctly on certain weapons. This is basically the overall look of it. It's supposed to cover more weapons, and they updated that a little bit ago to make it cover more weapons, but they changed the look of it to look more like Cold War, which it just doesn't look as good. I like the purple and the vibrancy that it had before the update. Now, though, it's a lot more bland and not nearly as flashy. Then also, in the after action report, there's some issues where it displays incorrect prestige levels and player levels. That'll definitely be getting fixed because we are seeing the whole progression overhaul with Season 1 and the new update to the legacy system there. On top of that, they're also looking into dev error 6066. This happens when using dynamic resolution. It'll actually give you an error when you load into the game. I wouldn't ever recommend using dynamic resolution. It's going to really mess with your game on PC, but that is an issue they're looking into. Then also the plunder icons on the map display way too big. We are going to have plunder in Caldera, so I'd imagine that gets fixed as well. The last thing listed on the Trello board relates to Operation Flashback, but that's not going to be relevant because that mode will no longer be a thing after the Season 1 update goes live, so we don't have to worry about that. Obviously, outside of the Trello board, there's been several other confirmations for Warzone gameplay in Season 1. We've sort of already gone over these, so I won't, touch on these for too long. Just briefly going over like a recap here. The gas mask animation is not going to be as bad anymore. It won't hinder you from fighting in gunfights as much anymore. Gas canisters are being introduced, and you'll be able to send those up zip lines, actually. You'll be able to wade in shallow water, which is going to be pretty interesting. Not swimming, but you can actually engage with water now, which is going to be very fun to try out. We're going to see the removal of stopping power, a nerf to dead silence, a nerf to different melee weapons, and a nerf to stuns as well, whereas all the lethals in the game are going to see some upgrades too. So a handful of different gameplay changes in that regard that actually are going to have a pretty big impact on overall gameplay for Warzone. So yeah, there you have it. As of right now, that is effectively everything that's been confirmed for Season 1 and for the Pacific updates between Warzone and Vanguard. Like I said, there is going to be a lot more to each of these updates than what we discussed just in this video alone. There's a lot of other changes that are going to be made. There's a lot of other patch notes that are going to be updated. So once that's all live and out there, when these updates do actually end up dropping, of course, we're going to be covering them all here on the channel. So stick it here for that. Make sure you are subscribed with your notifications turned on. That way you can always guarantee you are up to date with that and everything else going on in the world of Call of Duty. And if you enjoyed this video, let me know by dropping a like on it. It would be seriously appreciated, and it does really help the channel grow. As always, if you want to check out any of my partners, be sure to use code WHosImmortal for a spicy discount on all Scuff, G Fuel, Gamer Advantage, and Control Freak products. The links for all those can be found down in the description below. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.